Hi there, Denture family. It's me again. On my way to a workout, they're going to hand my you-know-what to me on a silver platter. Looking forward to it. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you guys today about ill-fitting dentures versus poorly made dentures. As we all know, going through this whole denture journey, that once we get our extractions and our immediates, sorry, I got hair in my eye. Once we get our immediate dentures, that we're going to be going through the healing process for the next 6 months to a year, where our gums are going to be healing and shrinking. And as that process goes on, our dentures are going to become loose and more ill-fitting as it passes over time. That's when our relines, soft relines, come in order to help it fit better while we are in the process of healing. Ideally, your dentures should fit you very well, snugly, when you first get them, and start to get looser, really loose over the first week, and then even looser over the next month. And I mean, it's gotten to the point where mine has, I put them in, they fall out. So without adhesive. Right now, I have suction on my uppers without adhesive. However, I cannot eat and maintain that suction right now. So, and my lowers, the soft reline did not help that much. I did a snug up application with Denture Fit after that, and they are more snug. However, I still cannot eat without adhesive with them. And that's largely not necessarily because my gums are healing and shrinking. That's part of the process, but because I have no ridge in the front. I mean, that ridge is literally minimal to none on my my lowers in the front. And that's because of the gum disease that I had and the gum loss that I was suffering, especially in the front of my lowers before I had my extractions. So, knowing that process, then just because your dentures don't fit you does not necessarily mean it's because they were poorly made. Now, that is a completely different story when you get a set of poorly made dentures. As I said, ideally your dentures should fit you very well, snugly, when you first get them. That's before any swelling comes into play. And there are times when, if the swelling starts up before the dentist gets your dentures in, or if you take them out and clean them and don't put them back in right away, which has happened to some, then you can, your dentures can be very tight and not fit at all and not even be able to get them in. However, if your dentist puts those in and they don't fit, they're too big, they weren't made, that means that when you had your impressions done, that they did them incorrectly, or something went wrong in between getting your impressions done and getting your dentures made, where they were not made correctly. You should also ideally have enough gum line on the bottom to be able to go down on both sides of your gum, and ideally, if they fit well, they would grab it. But as we know, going through the process of healing, that they're going to get looser over time. So if you've got issues with your dentures not fitting properly because they were not made properly, then you need to get them remade. And if you've got too much gum, not enough gum, ideally those can be, I know I said that word a lot, but those can be taken care of with adjustments on your dentures. However, there are some situations, especially if they're too big, if they don't have enough wall on the sides of your gum to be able to grab hold of your gum. If your palate is too long, that's another issue some have. If your palate is too long and it kicks in your gag reflex, it needs to be whittled back some. That can be addressed with an adjustment. But dentures that were made too big, don't have enough wall, those need to be remade. And I'm going to link a video that Bill Westland did about poorly fitting dentures, and how a lot of dentists and denturists are getting away with not making your dentures correctly. And it's a crock, they need to make them correctly. We pay out a lot of money for these. And granted, we know when we get our first get our dentures that they're going to be loose, and these are temporaries. They're made to service us for not only for aesthetics but also for function in being able to eat while we are waiting for our gums to heal in order to get our permanents. But you do have options if your dentures were poorly made and they need to be redone. You can insist that they remake them. Another example of your dentures not being made correctly is if your midline is off. If where your point comes to right here should be in between the two front teeth, right here. That's another indication that your dentures were made poorly. They need to be redone. You can insist that they be redone. You can demand if they won't, say they can't do it, or they won't do it, or they want to charge you so much extra money for it. You paid a lot of money for these, and you have every right to expect a properly fitting denture that you can function with. If that doesn't work, your dentist is refusing, or I think some of the chain places are the worst for this, like Affordable and Aspen are some of the worst for refusing to redo them. Although there are a lot of private dentists too that do the same. Especially those that send out to a lab and the lab gets it, screws it up. Yikes. Another option you can have is that if you are going to a chain place such as Aspen or Affordable Dentures, you can contact corporate. If your insurance is paying for them or paying a portion of them, such as Medicaid, Medicare, or a private insurance, you can contact your insurance company and tell them they didn't make the dentures right, they are poorly made, they are, just basically, they didn't make them right. And they can, and a lot of times will, stop payment on that insurance payment. And then they'll tell you, a lot of times they'll tell you to go find another dentist at that point. And while that's a pain in the rear, you have every right to do that. And you should do that, okay? But I wanted to get that out of the way because there's a lot of issues. I know somebody mentioned that video to me. Thank you for doing that, by the way. I think that was M. that mentioned that to me and pointed me out to Bill Westland's video. I had seen that video before, but it didn't jog my memory with dealing with my dentures. Now, my dentures were made properly. They have the correct midline. They're just getting looser over time, and the relines aren't doing a whole lot because my gums are healing pretty quickly. It could be because I had serious health issues that were resolved with some having some blood transfusions and having some IV iron. And a lot of people are walking around anemic, so they don't heal necessarily as fast as I am doing right now. So that could be one reason why my gums are shrinking so quickly, so much so quickly. I don't know. I'm maybe a former nurse, but I'm not an expert in any way, shape, or means with that. But I just want to let you guys know that you guys have options. There are things that you can do. I mean, if it comes down to it, you can even possibly retain an attorney and find out what your rights are in that aspect with getting that service and getting that product. So that's all I got, folks. I want to wish you guys well. Don't forget about my giveaway coming up. As soon as I reach 200 subscribers, I will be giving away an entire kit of Dr. B's cleaning solutions. It will include an adhesive. Sorry, somebody's not going after the stoplight turned green. The adhesive, the Clean-O-Dent, the cleaning crystals, which it will not have the new crystals in it because I've already gotten the kit, and I got the kit before they're switching over. They're just now at the point of switching over. There is nothing wrong with the current crystals. The older set of crystals, they are just switching to a new formulation, and they work the same. So, it also includes a sonic cleaner. So, guys, don't forget about that. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the subscribe button below. Hit the little bell thing next to it so you can be notified as soon as I've uploaded a new video. And If you have any comments, questions, anything you'd like me to touch on in the future, just please feel free to fill out a comment and let me know, and I would love to read them and respond to them, and possibly make a video in the future in regards to your questions and your concerns. Okay? You guys have a wonderful day. God bless, and I'll see you next time.